Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Oh, I am still feeling that full moon energy. How about you? My name is Dory. This is Cauldron of Crafty Creations. And I'll talk a little bit about the moon today. So I would love to know if you have noticed how the phases of the moon affect you. Okay, so I know that for me, that was weird. Okay, so one of the things that I've noticed for years is that I tend to have insomnia around the full moon and the new moon. And, it makes sense. Of course, the moon is going to affect us, especially as women. Like, our hormones are on a 28-day cycle. The moon is on a 28-day cycle. Like, think it's going to connect, think they're going to be about the same. Our bodies very much follow the patterns of the moon. And when we think about the moon, also pulls the tides, right? And causes the tides to ebb and flow. And as humans, we're made of more than 70% water. So, of course, we're going to feel the pull of the moon on our body, and that's going to affect our health. And as women, for a large percentage of our life, we release our lifeblood on a monthly basis, and drinking water helps to replenish. One of the things that my moon circles do is also help to fill your cup and fill you up and help you to work with the power of the moon and harness that power. Because I know for years I fought against the way the moon would give me energy, and I would have insomnia, and I would lay in bed just cursing the fact that I was awake. And for many years, I didn't even recognize that it was the moon. I would, the next day I'd be teaching and I'd be drinking an extra Coke with the caffeine and the sugar to try to put myself up, to give myself the energy to get through the day. And, and instead of getting up and using that energy, I would just stay in bed and get angry that I couldn't sleep. And I have learned that for me, oftentimes that insomnia that comes with the phases of the moon, it often is creative energy. And so if I honor that energy and I get up and I use it and I pour that creative energy into my writing or creating something beautiful, then I use up that energy and then I'm able to go back to bed and go back to sleep. Whereas, they say if you stay in bed and you fight it, that's not going to help, right? That's not going to help you get to sleep. I saw a sleep therapist for a while. And one of the things is that he said is, research has shown that if you are lying in bed for more than 20 or 30 minutes and you're still awake, you need to get up and do something. And the big no-no is to go to the screen. And of course, in our society, and I am very guilty of it, I am tied to that screen and I'm like, well, I'm going to go watch the next episode of my show that I'm binging, or I'm going to go watch that YouTube video, or I'm going to scroll through social media, just mindlessly do that. Well, those are things that we can do and we can use our energy. That's not necessarily the most supportive of getting back to sleep, right? A great thing to do is to get up and read a book, like an actual book, not a Kindle book, because you're actually using your mind and putting it to work doing something. Same thing with, I'll often get up and work on journals, because by doing something and using your two hands to create something, there's it does amazing things in your brain. And with as far as soothing your brain and stuff, sometimes I'll get up, sometimes I'll meditate, sometimes I'll stay in bed and meditate, or I'll get up and meditate, do a guided meditation, or just do my own meditation, and that is often helpful. But a lot of times when I'm waking up and I can't sleep, it's because I need to write. And that's because I am a writer. Like writing is my thing and has been since I was a little tiny kid. Writing has just always been one of the things that one of the biggest ways that I alchemize and work through energy and work through emotions is by writing them down. And so, especially when I wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning, I know that is spirit, that is the muse, that is my spirit guides, that is, my ancestors saying, wake up, it's time to write. And my mom literally, so I have this journal where I write to my mom and then channel her messages back to me. And I wrote one morning, I got up and I was like, I woke up at 4 something in the morning and I was like, oh, I really want to go back to sleep. I'm really tired. And she's like, nope, you need to get up and write. And I did. And she was like, you haven't been writing. I've been telling you to write and you haven't been writing. I knew that if I woke you up at 4 a.m., you would know that it was a call to write and you would answer because you know that if you don't, you're never getting back to sleep. And so, that's something that I have tuned in and I have learned about myself. And I've also, I love the moon. I've always loved the moon. I love to go outside and, wherever the moon is, I'll just stand and I'll face towards the moon and I'll put my arms back and my head back and I will just soak up that energy, just really opening my heart chakra to the moon and just take deep breaths and just soak up that energy, soak up those light codes coming from the moon. And so so knowing, my connection to the moon, and I actually had the moon, woke up when I was in high school one night and wrote this poem about the full moon calling me out to walk through the garden and down the garden path and into the forest where I was crowned queen of the fairies. And so over the last several years, I've started studying the astrology of working with the moon and the, doing your manifestation work and magical practices, aligning those with the moon and harnessing the power of the moon to pull those things that you desire into your life. And, when I look at some of the things that I have created in my life, that it's like there was no logical way that could happen. But I was working with the moon and I believed and I trusted and it showed up. And so, I've been practicing that. I've been learning that. I've been studying about it. And so now I hold circles for the new moon and the full moon. And I teach you some of those magical practices that I have learned that I use to work with the moon instead of trying to fight against when the moon is keeping me awake. I'm like, oh, I'm awake because there's something I need to create. There's something I need to write. And, and so I do a lot of work with the moon. I do a lot of work with spirit and with the ancestors. And so this moon magic and manifestation membership portal that I have created is a really powerful container for women to work with the power of the moon and to learn about the practices of our ancestors of working with the moon to make real those desires of our heart. And, and it works to help improve your health. It works to help improve your finances. It's, whatever it is that you desire. And so aligning with the moon instead of working against it is such a powerful practice. And I love holding circles and just working in that beautiful energy together. And when we pool together as women and we form a circle and, when we tune into the power of, we anchor ourselves in Mama Gaia and we tune into the power of the moon and the goddess. And it is such a powerful way for us to connect with each other and build community and to really help heal both ourselves and the planet and those around us, and pull that loving light energy and pool it together to make it even brighter. And so really excited that I have for up until we have through April 8th is when I'm doing the next new moon circle. And so founding membership rates of $22 a month or $99 if you pay every 6 months are available until August 8th. And as of August 9th, those prices double. Because the amount of time and energy that I pour into creating these circles and the magic and that I pour into it is it's worth more than even the $44 a month, to be perfectly honest. But I want to keep it accessible for people. And so I don't want, to make it out of reach. It's important to me that, yes, I need to make money from these offerings because this is how I make a living and pay my bills. And also, it's important to me to keep it accessible so that other people, so that people who are wanting more and desiring to improve their lot in life and whatever it is, whether you're looking to pull in better health or more finances or better relationships, whatever it is that you're working on, we can work on that with the power of the moon and harness the moon to help you with that. And so founding member prices end August 8th or April 8th, not August, April 8th. So 4/8, 4/8/24. 4s and 8s. Interesting. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I've got my founding members and we're starting where it's growing. And, each circle is different and whoever is meant to be there is there. And it's just so beautiful to pool our energy together and to work with the moon. And you do have, so I have the replay for the full moon circle that I did on Monday. That is currently available on my YouTube channel. So that one's available. And you actually have until this Friday, the 29th, at 5 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm having the VIP after party. So if you go watch that replay and you're like, ooh, this is magic, I like this, you have until Friday to join and go to the VIP after party for this Libra full moon that we just had on Monday, which of course was the eclipse energy. And so I do the VIP after parties when I hold free or $0 full moon circles. And so I will be doing one last $0 full moon circle for people to come and try it out. That one, I don't have the date for that one just set. I have it. I don't have it in my head. But so one more in April will be a $0 full moon circle. And then after that, they're behind the paywall and you only access them through being a member of the Moon Magic and Manifestation portal. So, and I do have actually three months of full moon circles available on my YouTube channel right now if you want to go and check those out. And I can, if you put, Libra full moon in the comments, I can drop the link to that one. And if you would like the coloring pages that go with that, I can send those over to you as well. I can DM those to you. So, so much fun and juicy, magical energy happening. And somebody brought a guest on Monday and she's joining. She's like, this is amazing. I'm in. So it's really exciting to see it grow because, I've been feeling called to do these full moon and new moon circles. I started feeling the call in the fall of 2021. And I was like, I don't know how to hold a circle. I don't know. I mean, I've been to, I had been to a few and I was like, these are amazing. These are magical. But I'm like, you want me to hold my own? How, what? And literally right after I started, within a month or two of starting to feel called, okay, I'm supposed to start holding my own circles. I saw an ad on Facebook for Devoted Circle Training. And I was like, $5 donation to this amazing charity to go to Devoted Circle Training for 3 days and learn how to hold circles. Yes, please. And so I've actually attended Devoted Circle Training several times and really done a lot of work on healing myself and being ready to actually hold that space and facilitate those circles. And so it's really, really fun, magical energy, and it's fun to see it coming to fruition. Where it's like, oh, I remember back when I was like, oh, this person's circle was so amazing, and oh, I'm feeling like I'm supposed to hold these, but how am I going to do that? To now I'm holding them on a regular basis, and people are like, these are amazing. This is so magical, and just loving the visualizations and the journaling activities and things like that. And so it's really fun to see that come to fruition and to actually be holding these circles. And so I'm really excited to see who else is going to join as a founding member between now and April 8th, so that we have our founding members at that introductory rate, and then the price is going up. So if it's something that you've been thinking about or you have questions, reach out. Like, my DMs are open. I'd love to talk to you about it. I'd love to answer your questions. And I'd love to have you. I'd love to have you join us. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of been excited about. Still on the high from holding that circle on Monday. And that was really wonderful. And then, of course, dealing with the grief of saying goodbye to one of my dear friends and mentors, to saying goodbye to her physical presence on the earth. I know that her soul is still with me, and that I can still communicate with her, and that she's, joined my team of guardian angels to help open doors and things for me. So I'm, definitely have that. But there's of course that sadness of, I don't get another hug from her. I don't get to go laugh with her again, and hear her laugh. So there's, that balance, and it's that the song keeps coming to me as the circle of life. And so I actually, the circle of life from the Lion King, and I played it yesterday, and I'll probably play it again today, because that just, it really is that circle of life, and that saying goodbye to our elders as they move on, and stepping up into the role of elder. And, I have people who look up to me as a mentor the way I looked up to her, or have always looked up to her. And so, it's that circle of life, and that stepping into that role of, yeah, I've done a lot of work, and I've learned a lot, and I've developed these tools, and I'm now ready to hold and facilitate those circles, and help other people learn and grow their magic and their connection to spirit and source and nature and all that is. And so it's that bittersweet in the circle of life as our elders move on, and we step into roles as elders and step into those guiding roles, and owning my own magic and my divine royal lineage, as my power animal put it. And I had a friend gifted me a power animal reading with a shaman a couple of years ago, and my power animal is a dolphin. And she was talking about how I needed to recognize and own my divine royal lineage. And, I've now seen several lifetimes of me as a priestess, as a witch, as a, wise woman who did these magical practices. And so owning that and being like, yeah, like, this is something that I've worked on for years in this lifetime, but it's also something that I've developed over multiple lifetimes. And so, what I have to offer and bring to the table is big magic. And so owning that and honoring that, and stepping out and showing it and inviting people in. And I'm really excited to see who's gonna join as a founding member before the founding member price goes up on April 9th. So and we do have our after party on Friday, the 29th of March, for anyone who wants to join between now and then. So, a little more intensity with my bounce here for a few minutes before I go before I close out and get ready to tutor. Oh, I have just a couple of minutes. My clock is a little bit slow. I'm trying to get it set right, and it doesn't. It was fast, and so I slowed it down a little bit, and now it's just a few minutes behind. So adjust that when I get off of here. Oh, feels good to do some movement and get some blood flowing. Oh, I went out earlier and got some sunshine and then leaned in and soaked up some energy from one of my beautiful blue spruce trees in my yard. And I'm getting the blood flowing with some movement, and I'm gonna go have 3 hours of tutoring back to back this afternoon, evening. So I am going to say goodbye. I hope that you do something today that sets your soul on fire and brings you joy, and that you follow your bliss. Choose love, choose peace, choose kindness. Take care.